welcome or welcome back. I'm Trinity and this is TV with Trinity. As you can tell from my sweater, we are gearing up for Valentine's Day, and this week we are talking Galentines. So these movies are movies that have some romantic elements but are really about the female friendship. So I have 10 movies, so let's get into the list. First on my list we have Bride Wars. I absolutely love this movie. Anne Hathaway and Kate Hudson are the stars, and it's about Liv and Emma, best friends since basically birth, and they both have a dream to get married at the plaza until they accidentally get their dates set on the same day, and their friendship falls apart, but is built back up by the end of the movie, and I absolutely love it. It's just so good, and the Vera Wang dress, like, I need to try it on immediately.
You don't alter Vera Wang to fit you. You alter yourself to fit Vera. What do boys learn in school?
Next, we have Pitch Perfect. I specifically put the first one, but you can watch the whole franchise if you want, do a little marathon. But Pitch Perfect is about Becca. She's going to college even though she wants to be a music producer, and she ends up joining an all-female a cappella group, and shenanigans obviously ensue. And it's so funny. I love it so much. It's one of my favorites to this day. I love all of them. Number three, I have the Sisterhood of Traveling Pans. Four best friends since birth. Their moms met in a, I think, prenatal yoga class, and they all were born around the same time. They become best friends, and they all find a pair of jeans that magically fits all four of them right before they're spending their first summer apart. So we get to see the jeans go through all of the girls' summer adventures, one in Greece, one in Mexico, one in their hometown, and one visiting her dad. Moving on to the other woman with Cameron Diaz, Leslie Mann, and Kate Upton, we have a New York lawyer who seems to be dating the guy of her dreams until she finds out that he's married, and so she, his wife, and another mistress that they find team up to take him down, and it is absolutely hilarious. And you wouldn't think that the wife and the mistresses would be able to have an amazing friendship, but they do. Next, I have a sports movie, Bend It Like Beckham. This is about Jess. She lives in a very strict Indian family, and she's not supposed to play in an organized soccer team, but she breaks the rules, tries out for one, and makes one anyways, where she meets her new best friend, Jules. It's all about their journey to becoming, or trying to become, professional soccer players together, and I think their friendship in this movie is just so perfect. It's one of my favorites. Next, number six is a throwback. I think it might be the oldest one on the list, but it is top tier nonetheless, and it is Clueless. I absolutely love Clueless. It's one of my favorites. It's about Cher Horowitz, and she is just the epitome of 90s it girl, but she takes it upon herself to fix other people's lives. It's her favorite thing, so she decides to set some teachers up together. She decides to make over her friend and find her boyfriend, and she ends up finding love along the way for herself as well. Moving on to Monte Carlo, this one holds a special place in my heart because it starts out in a small town in Texas, and I grew up in a small town in Texas, and so growing up watching this movie, I was just like, this is what I need in my life. But it's about Selena Gomez's character, Grace, a newly graduated high school senior, and her best friend, Emma, are planning on going to Paris when Grace's stepsister decides to tag along. But the tour that Grace selected is not everything they thought it would be, and they're having a terrible time until they realize Grace looks like a British socialite, and they decide that Grace should impersonate her, so they end up in Monte Carlo having the best time of their lives. Next, I have a road trip movie, which is always fun. This one is Crossroads, starring Britney Spears, Zoe Saldana, and Taryn Manning. Fun fact, it was also written by Shonda Rhimes before Grey's Anatomy and Bridgerton fame. But this movie is about three best friends that were best friends in childhood but drift apart, and on graduation night, when they go to open their time capsule together, they reunite and decide to go on a road trip across the country to California. I think the first time I saw this, I was like in between 10 and 12, and it did something to my brain, and it is one of my comfort movies now. I watch it all the time, and when it was finally put on streaming, I was so happy. Number nine on my list, I have Booksmart. This one also holds a special place in my heart because it came out summer 2019, which was also the year that I graduated high school, so it was just like it came out at the perfect time. But this is about Amy and Molly, best friends who are like top of their class, super smart, going to Ivy League schools, and on the eve of their graduation, they realize that they have missed out on the social aspect of high school, so they're going to take this last night before they graduate to party, and it just goes totally left, not the way they were expecting it to. Somebody ends up in jail, but luckily they still make it to graduation on time. And we had made it to number 10. This is also the newest movie on the list. So if you're going out to do like dinner and a movie with your Galentines, this one I highly recommend seeing because it is still in theaters. It's One of Them Days, starring Keke Palmer and SZA. This is about two best friends. One thinks the other has paid the rent, but it turns out the money is just completely gone. So they have to get $1,500 by midnight, and it's all of the shenanigans that they go through throughout the day to try and get this money and how it impacts their friendship. It was so good. I absolutely loved it. So you have to go see it. Those are some of my favorite movies about female friendship, and I feel like they're perfect for Valentine's Day. So if you're looking for something to watch, now you have a whole list to choose from. Next week, I will be doing rom coms for Valentine's Day, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to like and subscribe, and if you want to follow me anywhere else, all of my other socials will be linked below. I'll see you next time. Bye.